I gave my girlfriend an ultimatum after she kept hinting about wanting a threesome. My girlfriend Lisa has been acting weird for the past few weeks. Like, really weird. We've been together for almost 3 years and things have always been pretty normal between us. Then out of nowhere, she started asking me these random questions about my opinions on open relationships. At first it was casual, like during dinner she'd be scrolling through her phone and say, "Hey babe, what do you think about people who have open marriages?" I'd just shrug and say I don't really care what other people do. But then it kept happening. We'd be watching a movie and if there was any scene with multiple people together, she'd pause it and ask what I thought about it. It was getting annoying, but I figured maybe she was just curious or saw something online. Last week it got way more obvious. We were hanging out with her friends at this bar downtown and her friend Jessica wouldn't stop talking about group sex. Like she brought it up 3 separate times in one night. She kept looking at me while she talked about it too, waiting to see my reaction. At one point she literally said, "I don't know why people are so weird about it. It's just having fun with people you trust." Lisa was nodding along super enthusiastically and kept glancing at me to see if I was paying attention. Her other friend Amy jumped in too, saying how it's becoming more normalized and how society is too uptight about these things. I'm not stupid. I could tell this was all planned. They were testing the waters to see how I'd respond. When we got home that night, I asked Lisa directly if she wanted to have a threesome. She got all flustered and said, "What? No, why would you think that?" But then 5 seconds later she goes, "I mean, I've been curious about it, like, hypothetically, would you ever consider it?" I told her no. She asked why, and I said because I'm in a relationship with one person, and that's how I want to keep it. She got quiet for a bit, then started saying how it's just a fantasy, and lots of couples do it to spice things up. She kept using the word experience like it was some bucket list item we needed to check off. I told her again that I wasn't interested and asked her to drop it. The next few days, she kept bringing it up in different ways. What if it was just with another girl? Would that make a difference? No. What if we just watched other people, like at a club or something? Still no. What if, and I had to cut her off because this was getting exhausting. I sat her down and told her straight up, I am never going to be okay with group sex. Not with another woman, not with another man, not in any situation ever. This is a hard limit for me and there's no room to discuss it. Then I said, if you ask me about this again or keep getting your friends to talk about it around me, we're done. I'm not going to sit here while you try to manipulate me into something I've already said no to multiple times. Lisa started crying and said I was being controlling and that she should be allowed to express her fantasies without being threatened. I told her there's a difference between expressing a fantasy once and launching a whole campaign to pressure someone into it. She said she just wanted to have an open conversation about our relationship and I was shutting her down. But here's the thing, we did have a conversation. Multiple conversations. And every single time I gave her the same answer. She kept pushing anyway, hoping I'd eventually cave. That's not communication, that's manipulation. She stayed at her friend Jessica's place for 2 days. When she came back, she said she understood my boundary and wouldn't bring it up again. But then last night I caught her texting Jessica about how I gave her an ultimatum and how unreasonable I was being. The text said he won't even consider it, like not even talking about it. I asked her about it and she said she was just venting to a friend. I told her this is exactly what I was talking about. You're still trying to figure out ways around my answer instead of just accepting it. Either you're okay being in a monogamous relationship with me or you're not. She got mad and said most guys would be thrilled their girlfriend wanted to bring another girl into the bedroom. I said then go date most guys. She's been sleeping on the couch ever since.